Stop grinding yourself into the ground. Why healing is the real hustle. Good afternoon, everyone. I want to start by telling you about someone who's quietly revolutionizing the way Black women entrepreneurs show up in the world. Her name is Michelle Bradley, and she's not just a coach or a consultant, she's a healer, a guide, a truth teller who's helping high achieving Black women step out of survival mode and into their divine purpose. Michelle's work is transforming lives across this country, and her message is urgent, disruptive, and necessary. She's pioneering a movement that says healing isn't a luxury, it's the foundation for everything else. And today I'm here to share what she taught me, what the research confirms, and what three extraordinary women proved to be undeniably true. Here's the thing we don't talk about enough. We live in a culture that worships the grind, rise and grind, hustle harder, sleep when you're dead, no days off. And for Black women, especially those of us who've been conditioned to carry the weight of the world on our shoulders, that message hits different. It's not just motivational, it's survival. It's how we've been taught to prove our worth, to earn our seat at the table, to protect our families, to build our businesses, to show the world we belong. We've been taught that rest is lazy, that boundaries are selfish, that softness is weakness, that if we're not grinding, we're not worthy. But Michelle Bradley shared something with me that stopped me in my tracks. She said that true entrepreneurial success for Black professionals isn't just about grinding harder, it's about holistic healing first. Let me say that again: holistic healing first. Most of us think hustle culture fixes everything. We think if we just work a little longer, push a little harder, sacrifice a little more, we'll break through, we'll finally arrive, we'll finally be enough. But Michelle's insight challenges that myth head on. She believes, and the evidence backs her up, that aligning mind, body, and spirit holistically elevates you above burnout, above drama, above self doubt. It unlocks a new way of living with unshakable clarity, allowing you to become your best self. This isn't fluffy. This isn't optional. This is the ultimate power move for sustained wins. Now, I know what some of you are thinking: holistic healing. That sounds like something for people who have time, for people who can afford to slow down, for people who don't have bills to pay, kids to raise, businesses to run, communities to hold up. But here's the truth Michelle Bradley is spreading, and it's a truth we desperately need to hear. Healing isn't a luxury, it's a necessity. And for Black women entrepreneurs, it's the foundation for everything else. Without it, we're building empires on quicksand. Without it, we're leading from empty. Without it, we're surviving, not thriving. Let me break down what Michelle shared with me into three key insights that will shift the way you think about success. First, holistic alignment fuels breakthroughs. Aligning mind, body, and spirit isn't optional for Black entrepreneurs, it's the foundation for clarity and resilience. It helps you rise above common stressors like imposter syndrome, like market chaos, like the weight of being the first, the only, the one everyone's watching. When you're aligned holistically, you lead with unshakable focus. You make decisions from a place of peace, not panic. You build from a place of purpose, not pressure. You stop reacting and start responding. You stop performing and start being. Second, healing habits transform potential into power. Michelle talked about simple, intentional daily practices: mindful movement, nourishing your body with food that fuels you, spiritual grounding through prayer, meditation, or whatever connects you to something bigger than yourself. These aren't grand gestures, they're small, consistent acts of self love that create a happy, healthy mindset. And that mindset, it turns obstacles into opportunities. It turns setbacks into setups. It turns Black business leaders into unstoppable forces. It shifts your energy from scarcity to abundance, from fear to faith, from exhaustion to empowerment. Third, clarity from wholeness drives your best self. When you heal holistically, you gain laser sharp clarity to pursue your divine purpose. You make decisions that propel your professional journey to new heights without the usual life pitfalls. You stop second guessing yourself. You stop dimming your light to make others comfortable. You stop apologizing for taking up space. You step fully into who you were created to be, unapologetically and powerfully. Now, let me show you what this looks like in real life. Because Michelle Bradley's message isn't just theory, it's backed by research and it's proven by real women who've walked this path and come out the other side transformed. A 2021 study in the Journal of Occupational Health Psychology found that holistic wellness practices reduced burnout by 37% and increased productivity by 21% among high stress workers. Think about that. 37% reduction in burnout, 21% increase in productivity, not from working more hours, but from healing more deeply. For Black professionals specifically, a 2023 Harvard T.H. Chan School of Public Health report highlighted how culturally attuned holistic approaches improved well being and leadership efficacy. The data is clear. Healing works, alignment works, wholeness works. This isn't woo woo. This is science. This is strategy. This is survival. But let me tell you about three women who embody this truth in ways that will move you. Meet Sade Thomas. Sade is a Black female entrepreneur in Atlanta who founded Healing Roots Wellness, a holistic coaching firm for Black professionals. But before she built that empire, Saada was drowning. She was dealing with crippling anxiety from her years in corporate America. She was physically exhausted, running on fumes and caffeine. She was spiritually disconnected, feeling like she'd lost herself in the grind. Her business failed. Her health was failing. Her relationships were strained. In 2018, after a corporate layoff that felt like the final blow, Sada hit rock bottom with depression. She was at a crossroads. She could give up or she could pivot, and pivot she did. Instead of numbing the pain or pushing through it, Saad turned to holistic self healing inspired by ancestral practices. She committed to daily meditation, sitting with herself even when it was uncomfortable. She adopted plant based nutrition, nourishing her body intentionally. She practiced yoga, reconnecting with her breath in her body. She kept a spiritual journal, pouring out her thoughts, fears, and dreams onto to the page. She holistically realigned her mind, body, and spirit. And from that place of wholeness, she created what she calls a clarity blueprint for her clients. Today, Saad has achieved inner peace that radiates from her. She scaled her business 5 times over. She's helped more than 500 clients gain focus for their best selves. She's grown to 7 figure revenue. She authored a book called Heal to Lead that's changing lives. She's spoken at the Essence Festival, sharing her message on one of the biggest stages for Black women. Saad pioneered holistic wellness models for Black women in business, and her work is now influencing corporate DEI programs nationwide. She didn't just heal herself, she created a movement. Then there's Dr. Jasmine Holmes. Dr. Holmes is a Black OBGYN turned wellness entrepreneur in Chicago. She launched the Jasmine Wellness Collective, integrating holistic healing for Black female leaders. But 5 years ago, Dr. Holmes was on the brink of medical leave from exhaustion. She was dealing with physician burnout that was stealing her joy. She had hormonal imbalances that were wreaking havoc on her body. She had mindset blocks that stifled her practice growth. She was navigating racial microaggressions in her workplace that chipped away at her spirit daily. She was tired. She was depleted. She was barely holding on. But then she had a spiritual awakening. She describes it as a moment when she heard a voice, whether from God, her ancestors, or her own soul, saying, "There's another way." She embraced holism. She committed to a holistic protocol of breath work that calmed her nervous system, somatic therapy that helped her release trauma stored in her body, intuitive eating that honored her body's needs, and spirit led visioning that reconnected her to her purpose. She fostered a healthy mindset rooted in self compassion and faith. She restored her vitality. And from that place of healing, she expanded into a thriving coaching empire. Today, Dr. Holmes is a TEDx speaker inspiring thousands. She served more than 10,000 clients, guiding them toward wholeness. Her book, Whole Woman Rising, is a bestseller that's being passed from hand to hand, sister to sister. She shifted healthcare paradigms for Black women, and her work is inspiring holistic programs in Fortune 500 wellness initiatives. She's proving that healing isn't just personal, it's professional, it's powerful, it's profitable. And finally, meet Aisha Grant. Aisha is a Black tech founder in Houston who built Mindful Tech Solutions, an app for professional wellness targeting Black entrepreneurs. But in 2020, after a failed venture that left her financially and emotionally drained, Aisha was struggling. Startup stress caused insomnia that left her staring at the ceiling at 3 a.m. Decision paralysis that made every choice feel like life or death. Team conflicts that nearly derailed her funding rounds. She was stuck. She was scared. She felt like a failure. But Aisha made a choice. She committed to healing habits with the same intensity she'd once committed to the grind. She integrated neurofeedback for her mind, training her brain to regulate stress, strength training for her body, reclaiming her physical power, and daily affirmations for her spirit, speaking life and truth over herself every morning. She created what she calls a holistic CEO framework, a system that kept her grounded even when everything around her felt chaotic. And from that place of alignment, she gained unbreakable clarity. She secured $2 million dollars in investment because investors could feel her confidence and vision. She lived a joyful, issue free leadership life, making decisions from peace instead of pressure. Today, her app has been downloaded more than 50,000 times. She's been featured in Black Enterprise, celebrated as a trailblazer. She scaled to 20 employees, building a team rooted in wellness and purpose. Aisha revolutionized tech wellness for underrepresented founders, and her work is influencing VC diversity standards, proving that holistic leadership isn't just good for people, it's good for business. Saad, Dr. Holmes, Aisha, three women, three different industries, three different challenges, but one common thread: holistic healing, mind, body, and spirit alignment, clarity from wholeness. And from that place of healing, they didn't just survive, they thrived. They didn't just build businesses, they built legacies. They didn't just change their lives, they changed the game. Now, here's what Michelle Bradley wants us to understand: this isn't just about individual success. This is about a movement. This is about Black women entrepreneurs reclaiming their power, their peace, their purpose. This is about dropping the superwoman cape and embracing softness as strength. This is about learning to say no without guilt, setting boundaries without apology, and resting without explanation. This is about healing in real time and protecting peace as a practice. This is about redefining what strength looks like, what success feels like, what freedom tastes like. Because here's the truth: you can't pour from an empty cup. You can't lead from a depleted spirit. You can't build a legacy on burnout. You can't sustain success on survival mode. Michelle Bradley is calling us to a higher standard. She's calling us to heal first, align first, ground first. And from that place of wholeness, everything else flows. The clarity, the confidence, the courage, the creativity, the impact, the income, all of it flows from a healed, whole, aligned you. So let me ask you this: what's one holistic habit, mind, body, or spirit, that you'll commit to today to align with your divine purpose and step into your best self? Will you commit to 5 minutes of meditation every morning? Will you commit to moving your body in a way That feels good? Will you commit to speaking affirmations over yourself? Will you commit to setting one boundary this week? Start small, stay consistent, and watch clarity transform your entrepreneurial journey. Your highest potential isn't out there, it's in here. It's waiting for you to heal. It's waiting for you to align. It's waiting for you to choose yourself. Michelle Bradley is showing us the way. Say, Dr. Holmes and Aisha are proving it's possible. And now it's our turn. Let's choose healing. Let's choose alignment. Let's choose wholeness. Let's choose ourselves, not out of burnout, but out of reverence. Not because we have to, but because we deserve to. Not because it's easy, but because it's necessary. Not because the world demands it, but because our souls are begging for it. The grind will always be there. The hustle will always be calling. But your peace, your joy, your wholeness, that requires a different kind of commitment. That requires you to stop grinding yourself into the ground and start rising into your power. That requires you to stop surviving and start thriving. That requires you to stop performing and start being. So I'm asking you today, right now, in this moment, will you commit to healing? Will you commit to alignment? Will you commit to becoming the whole, healed, powerful version of yourself that the world is waiting for? Because we need you. We need your gifts. We need your leadership. We need your light, but we need you whole. We need you healed. We need you aligned. Stop grinding yourself into the ground. Start healing yourself into greatness. Your best self is waiting. Your divine purpose is calling, and your time is now. Thank you.